Hey you guys, it's McDoolies. How you doing? I wanted to talk today about a game that I've been playing for about an hour or two every day. It's absolutely addicting, and I think that's the way the game was meant to be played. It's called Moonlighter. It's on just about every system. I'm playing it on PS4, of course, being a PlayStation guy that I am. It's to describe the game, it's kind of like playing a Zelda game, but it has like a top over the top view Zelda game, but it has a different part of the game that's kind of original. It's like you're a merchant, and you collect these things, and out of these dungeons, and you try to like get good prices from them in your little shop. You can upgrade your shop. You can upgrade the town, which you're going to need to do, and these dungeons. All right, you go into them, and you get to a certain point where you're getting your ass kicked a little bit, and you get to the boss first time. You're gonna get your ass kicked the first time around. All right, so you collect what you can get. You escape with your little your magic pendant, which costs. Make sure to always have $200 because for some reason this freaking pendant costs you $200 to use. And my tip is the first thing that you need to get with your money. Well, you need to take this stuff and you need to sell it in your shop to make money. As soon as you can, get the first two shops. One is going to be for items and enchantments, and another one is going to be like the blacksmith guy, that sells you weapons and armor. After you get those two things, mark everything that you want to buy, everything that you want to buy / create, because you also not only do you need money for these things, you're gonna need stuff you find in the dungeon, and so you mark what you need in the shop, and then you go ahead and get it out of the dungeon. Make sure you have enough money, and you purchase the stuff you need. And if you can't get the next best item, you might want to go get it enchanted. It increases the strength or the defense of whatever armor or weapon that you have that you need strength or defense increased on. The first thing I recommend that you get weapon wise is you need to get a bow, because it makes the game so much easier, and there's unlimited arrows. One thing that's really cute is, I don't know how you get this crap, but like I went to this little area with a fence around it, like a little ranch, where I was like, what is this? I look in there, and then you could bring a little buddy along with you. First thing I got was like this little tiny slime looking thing that looks like just like one of the enemies that was in the Golem dungeon. And then the second one I got was like a smaller version of these flying contraptions that actually goes out and attacks people for me, and when they die, brings the items for me. And the little slime dude, I believe helps you with critical attacks or something. But I guess for killing a certain amount of enemies, you get these guys along with you. It's awesome. So yeah, in essence, you go into the same dungeon, and it changes every time you go in. You have to go into you're going into what's called the Golem dungeon. You go in, you get what you can out of there, you escape. Go in, get what you can out of there, you escape. And you keep getting better weapons and armor, and you get more money, and you get stuff that you need out of there, until eventually you're going to be ready to try to take on the boss and defeat it. And it's going to get rough. Some more advice I can give you is that when you see some sparkling in the depths like of a hole, because there'll be a lot of spots where you can fall off, so you got to be careful. You're going to need to do a lot of rolling away from the enemies, but make sure you don't roll into a hole unless you see a sparkle. When you see a sparkle down there, it's an area you can go to that you can do like a challenge against a bunch of enemies, and if you win the challenge, then you get some nice items. Or even better, you'll go down there and you'll find a book. These books that you get, and the first one is called the Golem something or other book. I don't remember, but you can sell it. And remember this, because I think I'm not sure if it's going to be the same for everybody, but for me, I always can sell it for about $2,500, $2,600, and that's a lot of damn money at that point in the game. So make sure you don't go in there, and when you get items, put them at a higher price at first. Put them up pretty high, see the reaction, and then start dialing it back a little bit. Put one thing out at a time. If you have 10 of one thing, put one out, so that if you lose a bunch of money on this item, you don't lose it on 10 of them. You see what I'm saying? So these are things that I didn't do, and got screwed over on some deals. But Other than that, lately I wanted to talk about some other things I've been checking out lately. I've been getting into anime. So that's why I've only been playing the game for an hour or two a day. Usually a game like this, I might play it for 3 or 4 hours a day because I'm kind of addicted to it. But I've been watching a couple animes. Brian, you've probably seen on my videos, recommended Castlevania, and it's kind of new. And I don't want to spoil anything, but I have to say that every episode is worth watching. There is no bad episode. There's no bad season. There's 3 seasons out right now on Netflix. Make sure you watch Castlevania. It's like has characters from Castlevania 3 on NES, which is probably some of your, most of y'all's favorite Castlevania aside from Super Castlevania 4, which is fantastic, my favorite. Another anime that I've been binge watching lately is Sword Art Online. And I know probably all of you have seen that, and I'm Mr. Stupid for saying I don't want to watch a damn anime about being stuck inside of a video game, but it's great. I mean, they're stuck inside of this game, and it becomes like real life for them. And I don't want to say too much about it in case you haven't seen it, but I'm sure that most of you have. And I feel like such a dummy, and I've been just binge watching the heck out of this, and I'm totally addicted. I probably watched 6 hours of it yesterday. I'm on a little vacation right now. And so, yeah, I've been going a little crazy, and every chance I get, it's either that or the Castlevania anime. So my video game stuff has been going down a little bit. I've been playing, I don't know, I wanted to make a video about the first Dragon Quest game called Dragon Warrior on NES, and it's a total grind fest, and I don't think any of you want to see any gameplay from that, but I just might do the video anyways as homage to the first JRPG, the first real JRPG game. And I have a few things I wanted to say about Sword Art Online. Mainly just one thing. I noticed that people get married, spoiler alert, inside the game, they're stuck there, they create these relationships. Do they have sex? I mean, this isn't a channel for kids, so, I'm sorry if there's any kids watching this, but you're not supposed to be watching this. It's not a channel for kids, this is a channel for grown adult nerds who never actually grew up but still can talk about sex. But they're in this stuck in this thing and this machine, and so if they're having sex, I mean, do they have genitalia in the game? If they finish in the game, does that ruin their sheets? Does somebody in the hospital bed, going like, oh, what just happened? Oh, this explosion, in the sheets. That was a little bit weird. Anyways, let's check out some gameplay from Moonlighter. I'm sorry that there's not anything outside of the first dungeon, but like I said, you play the first dungeon over and over again until you're good enough to beat it. And I've been stuck on some animes, so let's check it out. Maybe I'll do a part 2. See ya!